listening. Fox Sports Radio, iHeartRadio, FS1. Good to have you in. Usually during the season, I get 15 games to choose from, and I pick 5. And I called it Blazing 5. I don't even know why I named it. I should have named it Blazing 3, because I always have like 3 games, maybe 4 I love. It's always hard to find a 5th game, the process of it. The playoffs, you only got 6 games. I was supposed to pick 5. So I only liked 2 games on the board this weekend. That was it. The 2 games I really, really liked. The rest of them I wouldn't touch. But it's fun. We do this anyway. So as I go through it, I'll tell you the games I really like and the games like I wouldn't have bet. But I'll tell you my side. So Joy Taylor is joining me. Joy, do you have a big weekend planned?
Yes, I work every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to watch football.
I mean, I'll be watching football, but I'm
10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I'm on Fox Sports Radio tomorrow morning.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
okay.
for Jason McIntyre.
You know what's interesting about this? Because I lived out east. You lived out east for a long time, and I lived out east for about 11 years. And I always tell people this. If you love sports and you have the means to retire wherever you want, retire out west. Because when you're out east, you have to wait till 1 o'clock for games on Sunday. And a lot of honeydews, you do this, do that. Doesn't work that way. Out west, you go out Saturday night with your wife, girlfriend, you sleep in, have big breakfast, games on.
Yep. 10 a.m.
You don't have to, would you do this for me? I wish I had time. Could you rake the lawn? Oh, game's on. I can't. It's just a way better. I don't have to. I on the East Coast, I didn't watch the end of a Monday Night Football game for 11 years.
Forget football, NBA. NBA games go so late. It's impossible.
When LeBron was in Miami, and there was a show at that network, Mike and Mike, and we used to always joke in the company, they didn't watch anything. You couldn't watch the games. You can get up at 3 and do the show. Like, you couldn't. It's impossible, right? You had to use the packet they would give you to pretend like you watched the games. I slept. I used to joke about this. May was hell for me because I'd have to watch the end of LeBron's Miami games. It was always the primetime late game, and it ends at like 11:30, and then I got to be up at 6:30 and drive to work. I'm like,
it's brutal.
May was my bad sleep month.
None of those problems on the West Coast.
You don't have any of those problems.
We have other problems, but
yeah, like we can't eat outside forever. All right, here we go. All of our odds are provided by Fox Bet.
That's a hot one. Let's blaze it up. Fire it up. It's Colin's Blazin' Colts and Bills.
All right, I'm going to take Buffalo minus 6.5 here. They're the hottest team in the league, 7-1 record at home, won 6 straight games by 10-plus points. And the other thing, teams go in waves. Seattle's struggling right now. The Bills, since Week 12, are number 1 in the NFL, much better offensively than Kansas City since Week 12, and it's not debatable. Number 1 in everything. Points, point differential, yards. The Colts worry me. I think they'll stay close for a while. But in the second half, Phillip Rivers, when you go off script and you just need him to make a play, lowest ceiling in the league. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, second half, they can do stuff off script. I like the Bills to win and cover 31-20.
Rams at Seahawks.
Like it, I love it. I bet this game got a better number than the number now, but L.A. plus 3.5, I'll take them. The Seahawks, more than any team in the league, play one-possession games. They're always close, especially their rivalry games. 25 games decided by one possession since 2019, most in the NFL. And their offense now is struggling. DK Metcalf has disappeared. And no defense gives them more consistent trouble than the Rams. They sacked Russell Wilson 11 times this year, 16 times in 3 games. And the Rams' defense is number 1 in yards per play allowed. By the way, Cooper Kupp back, Cam Akers back, Andrew Whitworth back. And even if they go to the backup quarterback, Seattle's not going to score a lot. He can have a Jalen Hurts ability. You're kind of guessing how to defend him. Upset of the weekend, Rams 21, Seahawks 20.
Buccaneers at Washington.
I think Washington is the play plus 8. Didn't bet it, but it's the play. They've been 5-2 over their last 7 games, have the Washington football team, and they've held opponents to 20 points or fewer in each of their last 7 games. So Ron Rivera didn't have a preseason, little choppy in September, October, but in the last 2 months, Ron Rivera's defense, A, it had talent when he got there, and B, now the talent's being well coached. They're no fun to play. Alex Smith, 5-0 in his last 5 starts, and the Bucks and Tom Brady have struggled. Tom's a habit guy. Night games this year, been bad. Playoff teams this year, been bad. I don't love the matchup for Tampa here. I have them winning, but I think it's choppy. It's got upset written all over it. I would take Washington plus 8. 26-20 Tampa wins, does not cover.
Bears at Saints.
Wouldn't touch this if you paid me, but I'll just take the Bears side because now it's up to 9.5, 10 points. And that's, here's how I feel. Saints have the best roster in the league, and they're going to win this game. But there is value. A lot of times I'm not betting teams. I'm just betting a number. This number, some will tease this up to 10, 11 points. Chicago's got a real defense. Trubisky's been in playoffs before. I like the coach. David Montgomery now is running the football. Since week 12, the offense for Chicago has been at least something. We know the Saints are better. Their offensive pieces are so good in New Orleans. You got Drew and Taysom and Alvin Kamara, Emmanuel Sanders, Michael Thomas now finally healthy. By the way, the Saints haven't had Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas together at full strength in a long time. The Saints are going to win, but I'm just playing the number here. 9.5 is too much to give anybody, especially there's no fans in New Orleans. If there's fans, I call for a blowout. 28-23, Saints win, but I'd take the Bears side.
Browns at Steelers.
Like the Steelers, I love them. Now, I got this at 4, but at 6, and I'm still comfortable with it. Pittsburgh -6. 2 bad things happening. Actually, there's 3. The Browns have the fewest players with postseason experience, 15 of any team in the playoffs. Bad. Experience matters. Secondly, they're the only playoff team with a negative point differential. Bad. Third, they don't have their coach. I don't think it's that big, but it's something. I didn't like Cleveland to start. Now things are unraveling. Big Ben at home, rested, will be the most comfortable of the 2 quarterbacks. Olivier Vernon's out for Cleveland, good pass rusher. The Steelers have allowed the fewest sacks in the NFL and also have the most sacks in the NFL. So translation, of the 2 quarterbacks, Big Ben at home, rested, will be the most comfortable quarterback. I think you'll feel like Pittsburgh is the better team for 3.5 hours. But I do think Cleveland has the ability to score. Cleveland's running game will have Big Ben watching some of this game, not playing in it. But I'm comfortable with the number. Pittsburgh 28, Cleveland 20. And I don't feel the game will feel that close. It'll feel like Pittsburgh is the better team with a more comfortable quarterback. So there you go. And that hat on backwards was the sealer for me. That was the sealer for me with Baker Mayfield. That hat on backwards. I did not like. By the way, I said this. Sometimes I see something, but I don't have the data to back it up. And that's a real thing. Is that, remember Tom Penn used to run the Portland Trail Blazers? He always says his theory on the draft was, what do my eyes tell me about the players? Then do I have data to back it up? If it's too